Pep Talk UK, Pro Bees, Saturday, we live. I'm delighted to be joined once again by my comrade from back in the day, Spencer Ferron. How you doing, bruv?
Yeah, bruv, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed, highly favored, always pleasure speaking to my guy, Pro Bees, Pep Talk.
Yeah, you know what? I just have to keep letting the people know, man, you were the first guy to come on the channel and spit them bars, man. 4 years ago, man. Imagine
4
that.
years ago, you know what I mean? And you just keep on growing, you just keep on doing your thing. So props to your perseverance, bruv. You know what I mean? Loads of people, we start things, and because we don't get immediate, instantaneous success, we quit, we stop. You know what I mean? That's not the blueprint to success. Every time you get something wrong, you're getting closer and closer to the truth of the revelation of what is real and what is real success. So, you know what I mean? So props to you guys for keep on pushing forward, man. I love that.
Thanks a lot, man. What have you obviously made about fight camp coming up? Frank Warren's, he's announced some shows in July. It looks like boxing is back. We out the cage.
It's excellent, to tell you the honest truth, and it's a great time. Like Frank Warren's got to say he's going to be doing shows every month or every month. Sorry, Eddie Hearn's doing the same, starting off from his back garden.
All right, so I'm going to delve straight into it. The news is Tyson Fury has been contacted by the WBC about his plans and his status. Now, in the words of T.N. Wayne, You saying, bro?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah. Big up T.N. Wayne, though.
I said this. Yeah, for real. I said this. I knew that was going to happen. Whereas Dillian Whyte was going to get a shot at the WBC title. Tyson Fury is going to be pushed to WBC franchise champion. We are living in it's an ever expanding and evolutionary world that we are living in right now. So we can't even get upset. I'm just happy that Dillian Whyte will get a shot at a world title. Maybe it'll be against Luis Ortiz, but he'll get a shot at a world title. And never in boxing history have we had 3 dominant heavyweights from Great Britain at number 1, 2, and 3 position. Never, ever, ever have we had that, right? We'll be very, very fortunate to get 2 heavyweights at the same time in world rankings. So to get 3 and 2 of them hold world title belts and the other man's just on the fringe of fighting for a world title, it can only be a good thing. So big up UK boxing.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Bob Arum just a week ago, and he kind of...
I saw it. Very good video. I watched it.
Nah, props,
Bob's
bro.
real, man.
Bob, he kind of started... It seemed like he kind of started the ball rolling with this. You know, he mentioned that, you know, Tyson Fury could be elevated as franchise champion. And a week on, it might seem that it's going to go that way.
Well, it's nothing new with the WBC in doing that. It was I remember, like, sometimes when you get elevated even higher, it's not franchise champion, but you're, what was it, Emeritus champion? Was it? I can't keep up with these things, right? Because I remember they did that with Vitaly Klitschko when he was on his hiatus out, and then he had to come back. And when he did come back, he fought Samuel Peters, who was the reigning WBC champion. So you know how it goes. Same thing happened with Tony Bellew, right? Tony Bellew got elevated up as the Emeritus champion, right? So these things happen. But I'm just happy that Dillian Whyte will be able to potentially get a shot at a world title, and we got to be real. Fair is fair, right? And we have to call it as it is. Dillian Whyte is deserving of a world title, right? And I think it was a mere fact that he just wants to fight for a world title. He'd have more bargaining power if he turns around and says, well, I'm actually WBC champion now, and I'm going to fight either Joshua or Fury because he'll be a WBC champion. Instead of him going in there as a challenger, he'll have a little bit more bargaining and argument power going into negotiations, I believe.
But it would seem if Fury becomes franchise champion, and he fights Joshua, let's talk about that situation. It wouldn't be for the undisputed. It'd be unification.
Well, you're saying that. I
Yeah.
know, I understand that. We say it wouldn't be for the undisputed, but it still would be, because whoever wins that fight is going to be the #1 heavyweight in the world. And let's just call it as it is, right? And that's that. So can we truly argue about that? Nobody's not going to argue over the greatness of Roy Jones, right? Because at the time, Roy Jones was about Michaleczki was the WBO champion. Roy Jones never fought him, right? Roy Jones never fought him, but we're not arguing about Roy Jones's greatness because we're still calling Roy Jones the undisputed heavyweight champion, light heavyweight champion of the world, because he had the IBF, WBA, and WBC title. So you get what I'm trying to say. So it's more to do with who holds the belt, and everybody have to admit, whoever wins that fight will be the solidified and unified heavyweight champion. So they should be regarded as the undisputed champion. Somebody say, but it's not all of the belts, and that's on fact of technicalities. But on the reals, we look at great heavyweights in the past who were not undisputed champions. Larry Holmes, for all his greatness, and Larry Holmes has to be in anybody's top 5, Larry Holmes was never undisputed champion, ever. Right, and Larry Holmes is a bad boy. Was never undisputed champ.
What would you say?
You know what I mean? Roberto Duran, one of the greatest fighters of all time, was never undisputed champion. You see?
Real talk.
So you have to remember, it's the fighter that makes the belts. It's the fighter that makes the belts, not the other way around. It's the fighter that makes the belts.
Yeah, I suppose we kind of seen Tyson Fury come out over the past, 6 months and say, look, it's not about the belts. You know what I mean? He believes he's the best. It's not about the belts for him, based on his achievements.
Well, exactly. Well, the thing about it is this, is like being undisputed. If you look at the word undisputed in the Collins Oxford Dictionary, it tells you that undisputed means that we all agree. Now, whoever wins that fight between Joshua and Fury, we'd have to all agree that that's the best heavyweight in the world. Because at the present moment, we're saying that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world, but we have a niggly thing in it because we say, well, you know what, Anthony Joshua. So, and Anthony Joshua, and this is the truth now, Anthony Joshua's had better career wins on his resume than what Tyson Fury has.
And that leads
Just look at it.
Well, I suppose that leads on to something else. I mean, look, people are asking me, how do we look at this fight if it happens? Is it Fury Joshua or is it Joshua Fury? Who's the A side for you?
It depends where the fight is. If the fight's in Saudi Arabia, the A side is going to be Anthony Joshua. If the fight is in America, the A side is going to be Tyson Fury.
Wow. I mean, look.
Let's just be real. If the fight happens in America, that means it's going to be ESPN predominantly pushing and promoting and pushing out that fight, right? The Zone hasn't got the weight to push that fight in America like how ESPN will. Right? ESPN Plus has got something like 7 million people that download their app. That's mad, right? So obviously not. But if it's in Saudi Arabia, Eddie Hearn is strong in with the private investment fund, the people who back it over in Saudi. He's in with Prince Khalid. So obviously they're going to be favoring Anthony Joshua. So therefore Anthony Joshua will be the favorite. So it depends where the fight is. Well, not the favorite, but the A side, not the favorite. My apologies there.
I was saying to somebody else the other day, it seems like there's a bit of a role reversal now in terms of, who is the darling of the public now, and who's sort of like, the other guy. And at the moment, it would seem like it's Tyson Fury's kind of moment. Would you say that's right, or would you say differently?
Yeah, absolutely. But I wouldn't say it differently. You have to think, right? Tyson Fury's unbeaten, right? Anthony Joshua has lost the fight and he's come back. And we're looking at the sway of we're in Britain, of public opinion right now, right? And the general consensus of Anthony Joshua right now, right? And the British public are actually turning on him. right? And they are, you know they are. And we know the reasons why they're turning on them as well. Let's just call it as it is, right? Remember, it's me you're talking to. I don't need to hide from nothing. I don't tell it how it is, bro. You know what I mean? Because I want people to realize this part here. I fear God. Whatever you want to call him, I call him Allah. But I fear God. So I have to speak my mind. Yep, the British public have been disgraceful how they've turned on Anthony Joshua. Well, the British boxing public, how it's been disgraceful.
Would you say
absolutely disgraceful?
Okay, look. Obviously, look, the speech is recent, but would you say the moment he had that blip against Andrew Rees Jr., it started from then, rolling on, or would you say it's recent according to the speech recently?
No, I think they've always. I think the British public have always had it in their heart against Anthony Joshua, right? But whereas he was maneuvered very carefully, and not only that, he's a very sensible, intelligent man. You know this. You've been around him. I've been around him for the hot minute now.
Good guy, man.
Coming like a decade, right? He's an immensely good person, right? And he's human like anybody else. And the thing we have to realize when we're stating the fact of us being human is that we are fallible, so we're prone to making mistakes. But mistakes to who? Anthony Joshua didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, man, I've said this time and time. Anthony Joshua didn't do nothing wrong. He was reading from a bloody script, a Q&A, then answering the questions. And why don't they don't play how he answered the question. They don't play that. Anthony Joshua didn't do nothing wrong. But what's happened is a lot of it, I think it was Sugar Ray Leonard. While Sugar Ray Leonard was going in to fight Tommy Hearns in the second fight, what was that, June 12th, 1989, right? And Sugar Ray Leonard said, the reason why people are hating on me is because they equate my earning capabilities to my age. And this is just human nature. So people will equate certain things to think, well, you shouldn't have that, or you shouldn't have. And we saw like he must have made a mad amount of money last year. That envy can be in it, but then also certain people also think, and this is the next thing, this Black Lives Matter thing has to be in existence for the simple formality when everyone's saying about all lives matter. Yes, all lives do matter, but Black lives have to matter too in order for all lives to matter. Right? Otherwise, it's nil and void. So how people have turned on Anthony Joshua, I think is utterly disgraceful, to tell you the honest truth, because that guy has been appealing to all walks of life. That young man has played it very, very safe on certain things, right? And for him to get ostracized or chastised in the way that he's being chastised at this present moment is crazy. I say we, I'm not just talking about Black people, you know? Okay? I'm talking about every ethnicity that makes up our human race, right? Because there's one race. That's what I'm talking about. So when I'm saying we, what I'm saying is like there's certain things where me as a Black person, not as a person of color, right? Because I don't go purple, I don't go blue when it's cold. You know what I mean? Right? No. So I'm saying, right? So I'm saying me as a Black man and a proud person of my heritage and culture. Now, what I realize is certain people get upset with you when you're proud about your heritage and culture. Oh, you must be a racist because you're posting about Black excellence or Black people. Yeah, that's right. Because I'm a big follower of Marcus Garvey, and Marcus Garvey said the Black man would be less inclined to disrespect himself if he knew of the greatness of where he came from. So I know the greatness of where I've come from. I know the history. You know what I mean? I know that. So when you know that, you know of your greatness and where you've come from, all you got to do is promote your greatness. And I'm more upset when other people who don't perpetuate their greatness in them, irrespective of their skin tone. I'll get upset because I know that you've come from greatness. But more so when it comes to Black people, we need to realize our greatness. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to get, bruv, let me just tell you this, yeah? I've got people who are non-Black who I regard as my brothers. Not kinda. I'm saying them man are my brothers. I don't need to call their name because they know who they are. They're my brothers. They're the guys that if I'm in a jam, 3 o'clock in the morning, I know they're the ones who are coming to back me.
Yeah.
So when you have that, it's quite simple. If somebody is an idiot, a profound, dangerous idiot, that comes in all shapes and sizes. Right?
That's real talk.
And colors.
That's real talk.
Right. And that's how I'm living my life. I'm not too much on this. I'm not fighting at no one who's on it, on this Black Lives Matter, but I'm just saying, I'm glad that it's bringing an awareness to people that we're rolling with it. That's what I'm getting on.
And you see in the football.
But we are digressing, brother.
Yeah, but you see
in the football as well. Bro.
They took the knee and
wait
stuff.
A minute.
Yeah.
Right. They're taking the knee because it is, oh, well, I'm going to take the knee because it's a fashion thing and I don't want to be the odd one out. So before I'd be upset by it, like, they're doing it because, no, I'm glad that they're doing it because it's bringing it to a debating level where people are looking at it and saying, right, well, let's talk about this. Because what I do realize is this: the hierarchical system of imperialism was built on racism. Let's just call it as it is. No, not the, oh, well, it was discrimination, it was this, no, it was blatant racism, right? But because I've dealt with racism for so long and racist for so long, and I've been the one that's been out on the forefront speaking out against it, I'm the one that gets branded racist. Now, those same little bitches, we don't hear them now. Everyone's like, gone quiet now. I don't get guns so much now. What's going on now? Everyone's out because they're thinking, right, you know what? Spencer was right, you know? So I just know that truth is truth, right? And if you have any other God but God, you'll serve that. I've only got God as my God. So I'm all right, mate. Trust me on that. And I will never go without.
Just to conclude, Spencer, would you make of Jamie Foxx going to play Mike Tyson? Just a quick word from you.
I don't know why people are going like this is something new. This was announced 6 years ago. Do you know that?
Well, I missed that.
This was announced. Yeah, you see, because you lot, yeah, because you see, you little sneaky bastards. You only come to boxing last week, right? So I'm saying to you, this was announced last week, right? I mean, last week, 6 years ago. But it got re-announced and everyone's jumping on it like, oh, well, Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson. But I've known this for ages. I remember him being on Ellen's show and he was talking about it then. This is years ago. And the only reason why I know, because at the time I was working for a software company. I was head of the sports department called Disciple Media. And we flew out to speak to Mike Tyson about making his own personal app. And I knew from then, and that's years ago. So it's only now, maybe it's because Mike Tyson is now, since being retired, I would believe that this is his most popular time where he's at that populace now. So because he's at this level, I believe it's the right time for a Tyson movie to come out. His podcast is doing fantastically well. I think his herbal business is doing well as well. So I think Tyson's at that level now. So Tyson can jump in now. Yeah. Tyson can jump in now, and they can bust a movie, and I think it will be a smash hit success.
Wow. You know what, Spence, it's been a pleasure to link up once more. Blue Jays is going to happen real soon, man. I feel it.
100%.
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
Also, Jay Spades has got a new track coming out, so make sure you lot go download it. They're filming a video today. Him and Silky One. Silky One's my rapper. His thing's an Irish rapper, but he's bad. You know what I mean? He's bad. I think he's from the traveling community, but he's a bad boy rapper. So they're doing the tune's bad. Trust me, the tune's bad. It's talking about discrimination. Remember back in the days, in the 60s in the UK, it was on the walls of doors where you're looking to rent. Ask your parents about it. They'll tell you pro B's. Right? It was no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. So they're doing a tune about that. It's a bad boy tune. Trust me, they're going heavy.
Well, you know, big up Jay Spades, big up Master Knowledge, my guy. Hey, wishing
Yeah,
you
man.
all success, man.
Yo,
You know what I
Pro
mean?
Bees, man. You been going to the barbershop recently, bruv?
Oh,
Have you
oh
been going to
yeah.
the barbershop, bruv?
No, not at all. Self barbering,
Oh,
you know,
okay.
self barbering.
Okay, yeah, you could do them Wednesday. You know what I mean? But you know when you got that pretty hair, you know it goes.
Oh man, hey, it's been a pleasure, man, and hopefully we'll catch up real soon, man. My guy,
Yeah, man.
Sensor for Ron.
Lastly, before you go, let me just send out a shout. Yeah, I got to send out a shout to my cousins, Owen, Donald, and Carol. They lost their mother, and we buried her last week. My Aunt Pinda was like my second mother to me. No doubt she was, because she raised me from I was 6 months old. So I'd stay 5 days a week with her and go home on the weekends from I was 6 months old till about 13, 14. So she was actually my second mom, and she passed away. So anything that comes up, they always watch it and they always support me. So I got to send a big shout out to my cousins, because they're my bigger cousins as well, but they did teach me a lot about life and everything else. I got to shout them out, and I know for a fact that my aunt's in heaven smiling down at anything that I'm doing right now. So it's all good. All right, brother?
Condolences, man. Fight is
No, man.
right.
It's all
Master
good.
Knowledge. Tunde Jai, big up. Pro Bees, Pet
Love
Talk,
ya.
subscribe. Cheers, man.